The real story of global culinary tradition can be found in the kitchens of everyday women cooking for their families. So much so that I wrote a book about it, featuring grandmothers from different African countries sharing traditional recipes from their homeland. Now I want to share my take on some of these classic African dishes for you to enjoy. Welcome to Hawa at Home. Hi, I'm Hawa Hassan, and today I'm going to be making chicken thighs with ginger, garlic, and coconut oil from my book In Bibi's Kitchen, which is based on the Indian Ocean and the African countries that touch it. This recipe happens to come from Madagascar, which is the 4th largest island in all of the world. I was infatuated by the stories of Madagascar and the people of Madagascar because I really didn't know much about it before going into it with this book. So let's cook this and let's get to learn a little bit about Madagascar together. I'm going to just roughly chop our garlic, peel our ginger and chop it. I will get my chicken thighs, put them in here, and if you're able, I would suggest marinating this overnight. If not, a few hours is more than plenty. Before I decided to write this book based on the Indian Ocean and the countries that touch it, I think all I knew about Madagascar was that it had been colonized by the French, and that they spoke French, and that they ate a lot of crepes. What I didn't know was that their food was incredibly delicious, and that there are a lot of great places to visit. The French colonized Madagascar in the late 1800s. They did not give Madagascar back to the people of the country until 1960. Like most Africans, Madagascar came into independence in 1960. It is one of the 5 largest islands in the world. It is surrounded by Reunion Island, Comoros, which is also featured in the book. The foods of Madagascar include lots of coconut, lots of bananas, many different variations of bananas, and their cuisine is heavily influenced by Indian cooking. What I ultimately took away from writing this book and focusing on grandmothers from that part of the world was that they love coconut. Like, coconut grows everywhere. Everyone eats it as a snack. Everybody flavors their food with it. So hence the coconut oil in this dish. My other takeaway from the people of Madagascar was they do not fuss over their food. Their food is made rather quickly. This dish comes together in 15 minutes. I'm using boneless chicken thighs. They cook a lot faster and they hold on to the juice a bit better. Both the garlic and the ginger can be roughly chopped. You don't have to do this any other way. I also am gonna peel my ginger very quickly like this. You wanna be sure when you're marinating your chicken not to put salt in it, especially if you're doing it overnight. That will promote for your chicken to start cooking and you don't want that. If you feel the need to just like move a little bit while doing this to the ginger, while getting the skin off, go for it. It does make the time go by faster. This might look like a lot of ginger and garlic, but it's the 2 main ingredients outside of the coconut oil in the dish, so don't hold back. Pour it into our bowl. I'm just gonna get our chicken so we can start the marination process. I've got about 2 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken thighs. I'm not gonna cut them any smaller than this. They're in good shape. I'm not gonna fuss around by taking the fat off. I'll knead it in our coconut oil, so. I love to use chicken thighs because they hold on to the juice better, but you could use chicken breast, you know, if you have something at home that you need to use. All the recipes are incredibly flexible. It just holds on to things better. But I would recommend if you're gonna use chicken breast, just go ahead and marinate. Have some foresight, you know, marinate for a little bit, put it in a Ziploc bag, forget about it, and then cook it. I wanna bring all this together, my garlic, ginger, and boneless, skinless chicken thighs. I'll massage it all together. I wanna cover it and put it in the refrigerator. There we go, this looks really good. Oh, the ginger and garlic form such an incredible smell. I'm gonna wash my hands. Seal this with some plastic. There we go. I'll put it in the refrigerator for 24 hours. However, I was thinking ahead and have one from the night before. That's the drama. Now I'm gonna start the fun process. I'm using a heavy bottomed skillet. I'm just gonna cut the heat on to about medium. I'll put 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. And the people of Madagascar really do use coconut oil for everything. It gives it a nutty flavor. It also adds a creamy texture to most of my food. I almost would say there's more coconut trees than there are people in Madagascar. But I think that might be a lie because there's 26 million people from Madagascar on the island. I don't know if anyone needed to know that, but I felt the need to share. I mean, coconut oil, again, in the same way that coconut is heavily reflected in all these foods in this book, is, again, used as a flavoring agent to layer the flavor. So in this chicken thigh, you see ginger, which goes throughout the whole book. In every almost country, ginger is used. And then again, you see a variation of coconut. And so I think the sweetness of the coconut and the heat of the ginger and the garlic, just a simple chicken thigh was able to, for lack of better words, level up, was really enhanced, you know, and benefited from the flavor combinations. I'm gonna go ahead and put our chicken in. You wanna get the chicken thighs as flat as possible so that they cook on one side evenly. Again, this cooks really fast, about 15 minutes, so keep that in mind. So I'm gonna put as many pieces as I can into my skillet. I'll let the rest sit and do them after I'm done, or I'll keep them for tomorrow. So while my chicken cooks, I'm going to make a side of carrot salad. Super simple, only a few ingredients as well. It adds to the quickness of the meal that I'm making. So let me get my red onion. I have a small red onion. East Africans and across the Indian Ocean, they really, really love using red onion in their cooking. It's milder in flavor and it's sweeter than a yellow onion. It really adds a depth of flavor to most of my cooking. So now that I have my red onion sliced, I'm going to combine it with my shredded carrots. I'll go ahead and add a half of lemon. If you want to use the whole lemon, it's not gonna hurt you. You can. I might. It's a lot of juice. It's a good one. Just gonna go ahead and drizzle a little olive oil. Some ground pepper. A little salt. And a few pinches of chili flakes. I'll combine all of this together. Oh, this smells great. I don't know what it is about red onion and lemon together, but they really do complement each other once in a dish. I'll just break off a little cilantro. If you want to chop this, you can. I won't because I like my cilantro whole. Can never use too much cilantro. All right. Oh, they look great. You could tell they're still holding on to their juice. Oh, look at that. Come through, coconut oil. I actually do get that happy about food. All right. So my chicken looks to be ready. I'm gonna go ahead and rest them on this plate. And then I'm gonna serve myself. I'm so excited. I've made this almost every single week since I did the recipe for the cookbook. It's become a staple in our home. It's one that everyone can make, not just me. So it's really nice. All right. Here we go. I'm gonna just throw some cilantro on there to not only brighten the flavor, but to make it look pretty. All right. You can see the juice of the lemon and the olive oil have completely settled into our carrots. These make for a great leftover too. You can keep them for 2 to 3 days. Here we go. Juicy. It's really good. You know, when I was writing this book, I wrote down something in my note, which ultimately ended up being the letter that I sent out when I was sending this book to people. And I said, I hope you see yourself reflected in this book. And that for me was if you were white, black, yellow, green, if you were from the Midwest or from, you know, the Pacific Northwest. I wanted people to open this book and see their grandmothers. I wanted people to open this book and see an island that they might have grown up on. And then I wanted them to educate themselves about these foods. And so I would say to anybody who is cooking from this book or trying to learn more about the continent of Africa, that there's a lot to be learned. You could start by making sure your pantry is reflective of the world so that you can cook from a global perspective. Ta-da! How simple was that? 15 minutes, we've got an incredible side dish and a protein. Dinner in almost less than 15 minutes. Boneless chicken thighs with ginger, coconut, and garlic, carrots, red onion, cilantro, lemon juice. Both go together really well, super light, super simple to make. Dinner is ready.